Today, Baba is talking about the attempts to kill the body. And I remembered one experience. There was one Mata once, and when she came to the center, she had this burn marks on the body, big marks, half her face was burnt, and it had been a while, so there were just the marks left, and a lot of marks on the body also, the neck and all, everything that we could see was burnt. And then when I asked her, what are these marks? So she said that um, I I could not get along with my husband, and after a lot of struggle, I just decided to commit suicide, and then I set myself on fire. And then I couldn't tolerate the fire. So I tried to pour water on myself. And in that whole process, a lot of damage happened. And then she said that after that, my husband was informed. I was alone at that time. So my husband was informed, and then I was hospitalized. And I was hospitalized for about 7 to 8 months. And later also, I needed a lot of care. And during that time, my husband was the one who took that responsibility. And when he devoted his time and energy to ensuring that I was fine, or I got better, at that time I realized that, okay, this person has many qualities which I don't like, but then there's also this side which is very human, and he's trying to help me whereas I was trying to destroy his life, not just by killing myself, but also he would be jailed. That was my intention. But then when he tried to save me, and when he tried to do everything for me, so then my attitude towards him shifted, and I started looking at him not as a good husband, but as a good person. And much later, I started listening to the seva, the classes of Brahma Kumaris on the internet. And at that time, I realized that I had learned the lesson of the soul in a very different way, in a different method. So, what I was referring to as, he's a good person, maybe not a good husband, is what you people teach, that, every soul is good. Maybe their sanskars or their karmic accounts with you may be different, but then I had learned that lesson by then. And that made my life very easy. And I figured out, when I listened to classes on the internet, I just kept listening to classes, and I even listened to the Murli, she said, whereas I have never done the course. And she told me that you people say that, soul consciousness can settle karmic accounts, and I have felt that. Because when I started looking at him as a person and not as a husband, then I felt that all my complaints and grievances against him had just melted. And now I want to properly do the course, and I want to properly get initiated into this knowledge. And she came with that intention. So I'm just sharing this because, Baba today says that trying to kill yourself is a great sin, mahapap. And you see, if you technically see, killing is killing, whether you kill somebody else's body or your own body. So, just like you say, this is my child. So if you kill your child, then it's murder. You can't say it's mine, so I killed it. No, it's murder. So this body is also mine. It's given to me in trust, and I, the soul, making the effort to kill it, is also, it's the sin of killing, and it's a very big sin. And Baba gives the example of those who try to jump from many floors, or they try to burn themselves, and then they are not successful in it. And if you are attempting suicide and you don't get successful in it, then that failure becomes a punishment, very big punishment. Just like I shared with you, that lady suffered for so many years with physical pain because of what? Because of the attempt to commit suicide. And Baba says, just think about, if somebody is able to, so if somebody is unsuccessful, then that person has to bear the brunt of, or, that person has to settle the account of that action through so much suffering. If somebody jumps from the 21st floor, and then they break all their bones, and they just suffer in the hospital, so much suffering. So just think about what would happen if somebody is successful in doing it and leaving the body. Then that burden of sin, what kind of a birth that person would have with that burden of sins. Because this is the kind of punishment that you get for, trying to kill the body. And then if somebody is able to kill this body, then in the next birth, what kind of punishment that soul would be getting. So Baba says that this is why, although people think that this is a method to free yourself from sorrow, Baba says absolutely not. And you need knowledge, people, just like, you go to a chemistry lab and you mix any chemicals, and then it could cause fire. So Baba says it's not just that, you believe in something, you think that it would work like this. Who devised this? Who told that if you leave the body, then your sorrow will end? Who came and told you in the next birth? So nobody came from the next birth and told you that, last birth I ended my body, and this birth I'm free from sorrow. Nobody said that. These are belief systems that we have created. And they come from an escapist mindset. And you just want to run away from something, and you think that if you run away from something, then it's not going to run after you. But if you run away from something, it's going to run after you. So Baba says that this is something that no Brahmin should ever think of doing. And you see, Baba is speaking the Murli for Brahmins. So obviously there's a reason why he's speaking to Brahmins. So maybe Brahmins also sometimes have this thought, because we are also in our 84th birth, and we are settling karmic accounts, and then sometimes you have the tendency to get fed up, and then these are the thoughts. So Baba says, don't even create a thought like that. And even if somebody comes and tells you, just clarify for them that, this is not the way you will be free from sorrow. I remember there was this one brother, and he kept crying, and he had a very confused and upset face. And then he told me, I'm thinking about committing suicide all day and all night. So I said, but why are you thinking like that? So he said, my life is in great trouble. I have so many loans on my head and this and that. So I said, that's fine. So you have loans, you have troubles, you are in sorrow. That much I understand. But why suicide? So he said, so that way I can be free. So I said, that's the sad part, you can't be free. So if you could be free, I would help you with that. But you can't be free. So the intention with which you're trying to do it is not going to materialize. And I tried to, then I gave him the knowledge that Baba gives us, that this is not the way to end sorrow, this is the way to invite more sorrow. And then he said, oh, is it like that? I didn't know. So he said, but it looks like this. So I said, yes, because that's how the mind, Maya makes you think like that. But it's not like that. Just the costume will change, the sorrow will multiply. So Baba talks about this thing and the practical example, and how do you actually get rid of sorrow? By changing your attitude through soul consciousness and through knowledge and through remembrance of Baba. So sorrow doesn't come from the situation. Sorrow comes from your perception. So when you start seeing things differently, then 80% of your sorrow is finished. And then when you build strength, spiritual strength, and you become more powerful than a situation, then you finish another 20% which is left. But I feel that, even knowledge finishes 80% of our sorrow just by changing our perception. So if you are really imbibing knowledge and you start becoming soul conscious and you start understanding that the purpose of relationships and situations is not to make you happy, but to make you stronger. And you start perceiving every relationship and every situation in that light, that it has come to take me ahead on my spiritual journey. And your purpose is to become, a full soul, a complete, powerful soul. If that is your purpose, then you will not find any situation and any behavior troublesome. You will find that, and I don't see situations as tests, I see them as opportunities. And in my experience, whenever something very unfavorable happens in your life, then you discover that potential within you which had remained hidden for very long. So even you didn't know that you are this person who has so much of power and so much of perseverance, and then you are introduced to that potential within yourself which you did not acknowledge until then. And then when you realize that, then many things which are to come, they become very easy for you, because now you realize who you are. And this is the power of knowledge. And then you have to have power which you get from Baba's remembrance. And this is how you settle your karmic accounts and stop the or overcome the feeling of sorrow. You don't get over sorrow by committing suicide. That's not the way. So, it's not like Brahmins don't commit suicide. There are off and on cases when you hear that also. And why? Because you're listening to Gyan, but not understanding it, not imbibing it. And listening to Gyan is not the same thing as becoming knowledgeful. So somebody listening to the Murli is not the same thing as becoming knowledgeful or acting knowledgefully. So that is why there is so much effort made to sensitize and explain and, motivate to churn so that everybody gets the knowledge. So this is first thing. Second thing, today Baba talks about faith in Brahma Baba. And Baba says, I and Brahma Baba together. So you cannot say that I have no, I don't think I don't acknowledge Brahma Baba and just I belong to Shiv Baba. Now you see, when Brahma Baba was in the corporeal body, then the question of faith in Brahma Baba was about a lot of things. So the question of faith in Brahma Baba was about believing in what Brahma Baba said, because Brahma Baba was not only speaking the Murli, but Brahma Baba was giving directions all day. And Baba said that you must always feel that, or you must always keep in awareness that Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba are together. So whenever Brahma Baba says something, you have to believe that this is Shiv Baba saying it. Now, what is the meaning of this thing that Baba is talking about in the present context? So, according to my understanding, so when you have faith in Brahma Baba, you have faith in the Murli. So, you see, everybody believes in God. Yes. So, if you are giving a course to anybody and you talk about God who lives in the soul world and who is a point of light and who is the ocean of knowledge and peace and purity, everybody says yes, of course. And there is no discord up to that point, because everybody calls out to God, and God is incorporeal, and God is up there, and God is the ocean of peace and love and purity, and that is something that everybody acknowledges. But what is the difference between a Brahmin and an Agyani soul? The difference is that a Brahmin believes that that God who is up there, that God who is incorporeal, he descends into the body of Brahma Baba and speaks to us. So a Brahmin means somebody who feels, who acknowledges and who has complete faith that the word of God is Murli. So Murli is not some scripture that we are reading. Yes, Murli doesn't come from a human source. Murli is spoken by God himself, the Supreme One. And that is what faith in Brahma Baba means. Because Baba says that I descend into his body and give my directions. So what Shiv Baba spoke through Brahma Baba's body, that is Shiv Baba's direction. And when I have that much regard for the Murli, so just think about, you getting up one day and then God speaking to you directly, in a way that you imagine God would speak to you. So in reality, God speaks like this, but then in your imagination, whatever you think, if God spoke to you in that manner one day when you get up early in the morning, then how much importance you would attach to those words. Yes, if you thought that God would break the break the wall and come in a form of a lion and then speak to you, and then you think that God came like that. If God came like that and told you that you do this, whatever he said, would you not do it? So that is the question of faith in Brahma Baba. So when we understand that Brahma Baba and Shiv Baba together play the part, that means that I have 100% regard for what Baba says in the Murli. And regard means following it. Following it 100%. That is the regard that I will have. And when I don't have complete faith, then I do not listen, I do not follow the Srimad 100%. And this is a question of faith. And Baba says that, in the scriptures also you hear and read that the establishment is done through Brahma. But then this Brahma, I'm using his body and speaking to you. But then when you say that I don't have faith in Brahma, then how do you have faith in directions that I give through his mouth? And that is the difference between a Brahmin and a non-Brahmin. And a Brahmin will become pure. Why? Because if you follow the directions of Shiv Baba, then you become pure. And if you don't follow the directions of Shiv Baba, then you remain Tamo Pradhan. So Baba says, remember me. But why don't we remember Baba? Baba says at least 8 hours. So what stops us from remembering Baba for 8 hours? Yes, so that's because I don't have faith. Yes, and faith is a very subtle thing. You don't know whether you have it. So Baba says that these are the ways you check whether you have faith. And although, every Brahmin has faith, but then not 100%. That's why we do not have that much regard for the Murli. Yes, I remember, there was this one Mata, and I'm giving a very crude example, there was this one Mata, and she once asked me, Didi, give me some Murlis, and she took it home. And then I had given some 6-7 murlis to her. And then when she brought them, they were all stained with pickle oil. And then I told her, what is this pickle oil? So she said, it was in the bag. So, this happened. So then I told her, but this is the murli. You should have regard for it. So she said, Didi, this is just a piece of paper, and it's the gyan that's in it that's important. So I said, would you do the same thing to Gita? If you had a Gita or Ramayan, would you stain it with pickle oil? So she said no. So I said, that's also a piece of paper, but you wouldn't do it with that. Why? So you have regard for a scripture which is written, that scripture which is written by a human being, more than the words of Shiv Baba, even if they are printed on paper. I'm not saying that this is something very technically true or something, but this is a question of faith. When you have faith that this is Baba's Murli, you wouldn't treat it like that. And you wouldn't treat the words of Shiv Baba like we do. We listen to Shiv Baba's words from one ear and let it out from the other ear. And Baba talks about the Pandit. And what does actually Baba mean when he says that don't become a Pandit? Yes, so I thought about it a lot. And there are many children of Baba who are talking about Gyan as if, Gyan is something separate from Baba. So, they are not talking about Baba's Gyan. They are just talking about Gyan. The concept of a soul, the concept of having a positive attitude, the concept of, the law of karma. So, when you talk about concepts of Gyan without talking about Baba, So that means you think that somebody will have the ability to imbibe Gyan when they have no yoga with Baba. So, if you're telling somebody, so just take one example, take the law of attention. So, the law of attention tells you that wherever attention goes, energy flows and that thing grows. So, you are very proudly talking about the law of attention because Baba told us so. But then, if you're not telling about Baba and you're not talking about having yoga with Baba and you're just talking about the law of attention, do you think that anybody has the power to actually divert their attention from, mundane things and take it to what they want to pay attention to without taking power from Baba? So that is what being a Pandit means. And being a Pandit doesn't mean that you are talking about something which is not spoken by Shiv Baba. There are children of Baba who are talking about what Shiv Baba spoke, but they are not talking about Shiv Baba. And they are talking about Shiv Baba, what Shiv Baba spoke first and then about Baba. But it doesn't work like that. You cannot talk about the teacher second and the teaching first. Without the teacher, no teaching is going to get imbibed. And that is being a Pandit. So, if you, and I have, this is my experience. I have experienced it in my personal journey and in the journey of many students. You try to just imbibe Gyan and you have no interest in Baba and you don't have yoga with Baba, you will imbibe Gyan in ways in which it will not benefit you, but it will do the opposite. Because you will use your powers and virtues in the wrong place. You will tolerate where you have to face and you will face where you have to tolerate. Because your body consciousness and vices are not reducing. And Maya is very tricky. Maya will make you use all knowledge and all powers in the wrong place. So Baba says that is being a Pandit. Don't do that. And sometimes you are also talking about Baba, but you're talking about Baba just as a concept. Not as, that you don't have the experience of belonging to Baba. You don't have that love in your heart. And you're just talking about Baba as a concept, as a point of light. So that is being a Pandit. And Baba says, if somebody is a Pandit, then what will happen? What will happen? Baba is today talking about the scenes of destruction that are going to be there. Baba says there'll be wholesale death. And Baba says, how will you cross those scenes if you don't? This superficial, talking about concepts of Gyan and laws of spirituality, this is not going to give you the power of bodilessness. So the whole purpose is, your final stage will determine your final destination. So if you're not able to build that stage, and those who don't have faith don't remember Baba, don't pay attention to divine virtues. Baba talks about remembrance and imbibing divine virtues every day. But children keep just intellectually, revising Gyan and just intellectually having the happiness of knowing something new without becoming virtuous or without filling themselves with power. But what will happen when those times come? And I remember there was this one Mata and she told me, Baba is so great, Baba has made my life comfortable. So I said, no, that is not Baba. Baba is not making anybody's life comfortable. Baba is not here to make you comfortable. Baba is here to make you powerful and strong. So if you're thanking Baba for giving you favorable circumstances and you don't understand what Baba is preparing you for, then you are not getting Baba. Baba is not here to make our relationships feel like a source of joy, and Baba is not here to make our circumstances feel like you're walking on a bed of roses. No, that's not Baba. Baba is Kalo ka Kal Mahakal. Baba says, I am Mahakal. You don't know me. I have come to take all of you back. And you don't know what will. So I'm every day telling you this will be the scene of destruction. And then what will happen? Yes, so one day, somebody was telling me we went to Madhuban and then, we didn't have a proper bed. So I said, you didn't have a proper bed in Madhuban and you had, there you had food and everything but you are getting prepared for a time when there'll be no food, no water, and you will sleep under the sky. So you went there to prepare for that time. Do you get it? So not getting a good bed is good practice. So, so they said, we can't sit like this, sleep like this. So I said, then you can't do anything. Then what are you doing here? What purpose are you here for? So Baba says, don't become a pandit. So there are superficial, this sharing of knowledge in a very superficial way, but no, that is not Gyan. And Baba is not giving us Gyan for the present. Baba is giving us Gyan for the future. So Baba is telling us what to do in the present so that, you don't feel you are deceived in the future. So that is knowledge. So having faith in Baba, not becoming a pandit, these things have to be understood in the right spirit. Okay? Om Shanti. Anybody wants to share anything, please do.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
What I have understood today is that Baba speaks about Jivan Mukta Sthiti, which we have to experience here only first.
Yes.
And for this we have whole day to experiment about it. Every minute, every second we have the privilege to use that for this Gyan and Yog. But still, wandering of intellect is the biggest problem. Wherever a focus tucks anywhere, then it doesn't come out so easily. So practice is the key.
Yes.
More and more we practice, we will be able to achieve that very easily. At initial stage, it feels little difficult, but slowly and by consistently doing that,
yes,
which I am trying also. Most of the time till today I was what to say, I followed Baba for many problems of my Lokik life, for my health, for my emotions, and I felt very much relaxed. But that was comfort zone. And now I am understanding that for Jivan Mukta Sthiti, we have to do that.
Correct.
We have to focus on the Paramdham, Sukshmavatan, and practice of taking mind and intellect wherever I want to focus there, and up to which time I want to focus, I have to command it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Didi.
Om
What
Shanti.
I liked today was the teachings today was sorrow comes not from situation but from perception.
Yes.
And it is, I have really experienced that how you perceive things make you sorrowful or stable or cheerful.
Yes.
It all depends on that.
Correct.
So thank you for revising
Thank you.
this, because if we keep these laws in our mind, then we are aware of the things and accordingly we react or respond.
Yes. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om
Shanti, Didi.
Om Shanti.
Today's takeaway for me is 100% faith in whatever Baba says and following what he says. Because if I believe it is God speaking to me in any form, then whatever he says to me has to be the most important thing. There cannot be anything about that.
Yes, yes. So that is the sign of faith, right? Anybody else wants to speak anything?
Didi,
Om Shanti Ji.
Today Baba is saying that suicide is not the solution to be free from sorrow, and the only way to overcome sorrow is to change our attitude through knowledge and soul consciousness and remembrance of Baba. And 80% of our problem or our sorrow will be finished only by only through this knowledge. But we can't. But it will not take us we cannot proceed for a long period like this. We have to give regard to Murli and what Baba is saying. We have to keep that faith that Baba is speaking. Like God Himself is speaking to us, and we cannot give this gyan without introducing Baba to souls.
Yes.
And it will become like we are like Pandit, we are only speaking and we are not without that power, others also can't imbibe it, and also we cannot also proceed like this.
Yes.
So without teacher, no teaching is going to be imbibed, that you said.
Correct.
So thank you, Devi.
Thank you. Om Shanti. हाँ जी निर्मल भाई. हाँ जी श्वेता बहन बोलो. हाँ जी.
Om Shanti, Didi.
Om Shanti.
Today you said that in the class that was very heart touching, that deep faith is required in Baba if we really want to imbibe his knowledge, and then only it will really materialize and have deep impact in our life. Even I feel that practically when I joined Baba, I was more interested. I thought that God has come to remove all my sorrows, and so I practically used him in that way, and I had deep faith, so I got results also. But slowly, steadily, as time passed on, and even my hurdles increased a lot, so I started realizing that really Baba has not come to remove my hurdles, but to empower me.
Correct.
And to make me realize what hidden powers are inside me and what are those weaknesses that I have not recognized. So I have to remove those weaknesses also with the help of Baba.
Yes.
And that took a lot of time, but now when I have understood this thing, slowly and steadily I am regaining my faith in knowledge, and I'm also getting attached with Baba.
Thank you.
Thank you, Didi.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Okay. Anybody else wants to speak? Dev Bhai, anything you want to say?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Bhai. Om Shanti.
So today's takeaway for me is Maya can defeat even strong, experienced souls. Body consciousness is the root bondage. Falling into it causes spiritual downfall.
Correct.
Constant vigilance and humility are essential.
Yes. Yes, of course. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Om Shanti. हाँ जी निर्मल भाई.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
But today the takeaway what I have is about the Gyan. That's what you said. It is very interesting, and because the Gyan is, we have to study Baba first, Baba who is, and remember Baba, and then have the study, invite knowledge, and then this is for the purpose of the future. Therefore, we can save, give blessings, and take blessings, do service. That's the one. And also the other point you mentioned about the Pandit. That also very without Baba's knowledge or anything, just talking about the Gyan, explaining, it doesn't help us. And the other one, the body consciousness, that's the one I find it throughout the day. I try to keep it soul conscious and keep the soul conscious vision when I have a relationship with brotherhood vision like that. And but it goes for some time, but I try to keep it for a long time. I don't know how that can be done. That's, I like to get some feedback on that one. Really.
Okay. Okay, we'll discuss in future classes how, so there are many classes I've conducted on how to build soul consciousness also. And the basic thing is, attention and practice. There is no substitute for that.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we need a lot of practice, and there are consistency there should be there.
Yes, and you see, in Brahma Baba's Sakar life, we saw how Brahma Baba used to incorporate soul consciousness in every activity. So even when he took a bath, he made a distinction between I am bathing this body. Yes, so this is the body and I am the one bathing it, or I am feeding this body through, through the hands, or, this is the practical way in which you can build soul consciousness in every moment. So when for me personally, when I am conducting classes, I always keep in awareness that Baba is giving me the knowledge and I am sharing it. So I'm the soul, I'm in the middle, and Baba is filling me, and then I'm sharing it through the mouth. So this helps me build soul consciousness for, however many classes I conduct, and that increases the chart of soul consciousness. So whatever activity you do for a long time in a day, always try to hold it in your awareness that you are in the middle and Baba is making you do it, you are the instrument, and then the work is getting done. So just try to look at it like that, and this will build soul consciousness.
Okay, thank you very much appreciated.
Okay,
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.